I just want to tell you, the movie Our Friend is tremendous. Your performance is amazing. It blew me away. The whole cast, the writing, just the whole film in general, and you have a lot to be proud of.
Thank you.
So we'll just start from the beginning, shall we? What attracted you to the project?
Well, I the now my phone's buzzing, but it's not tweets. Um the the like immense humanity that was in this story, the really treacherous, tragic aspects and the really beautiful, compassionate, um, sweet aspects of being a human and living a life. I think the thing that I loved was that there are these scenes that are so heavy, but there's a lightness, there's like a softness to them, that
Yeah.
these people are experiencing something horrific, and yet there's still compassion, and there's still sweetness, and there's, these people are flawed, and they've fucked up, and they make mistakes, and they're suffering, but they're also loving each other. And I found that to be like the whole everything. I found it to just be everything.
Well, with Hollywood, they tend to tell these stories and they tend to say put a spin on them that makes it a bit, well, dare say, Hollywood like. But then you get stories like the one you told in Our Friend. And as someone who has had family members and close relatives, friends who have gone through this, I mean, my aunt passed recently, and you
Yes.
know, it was the most like real depiction of how horrific this whole chain of events can possibly be. It gave me goosebumps just to see like art imitating life. So that's the part that I think stood out the most to me about the film. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's very real. It's very raw.
Well,
Um,
the thing that I was wondering, since we're here, Peanut Butter Falcon, the high note, it, and of course Our Friend. You have your every project you're in. There's always like it's just a little different here, a little different there, a little different here. Some actors you can put in a box and say they're into comedies, they're into drama, but you'll do anything. So I guess my question is, what is your process for picking the next project?
um, I don't have a process. I really just, when I read something and I feel that woman in me somewhere, I think that's the only thing, is like, does this character, is that somewhere within me? Is there some part of me that I want to explore, that I can bring? I I struggle um with the idea of doing a job that is like very external from myself. I think I don't I work from within. So I think what happens is, if I read something and it like lights up a part of me that I don't know, or that I haven't met before, or that, I think there are just many, many women that live inside my mind and my heart. And I think it's just, if I feel a little bit of that, then I'm interested. And also it's a lot of the people that I'm going to be working with, because that is everything. Who you're around when you're working, and how everybody treats each other, and the level of like respect and care that I think is cultivated on a project is so meaningful, and it informs the movie so much. And I think when you, at least for me, when I've done movies that, maybe you don't feel as safe with the people you're working with emotionally, or being vulnerable, or feeling collaborative, or it's not always pleasant on set. And I think that sometimes that hurts things. It hurts the story, or it hurts the project. Maybe sometimes it makes it better, or makes it what it is, whatever the energy is on set. But for me, a lot of it is this somewhere within me, and will I have a good time doing this? Even if the subject matter is as devastating as in Our Friend, the people that I was working with were so incredible that it was like, yeah, I'll go there. I'll go to those really dark places because it's okay.
Was it emotionally taxing for you?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't easy. It's, we were filming in the town where this family lived, and where they still live. Matt Teague and the girls live there, and everybody there knew Nicole. They knew what had happened. It's a really small town, so like, if I went into a coffee shop or a restaurant, they'd be like, oh, Nicole used to order this. It was like very, very up in your face. And she was young. She was so young, and she was like so vibrant and so sparkly and so interested in loving and living and performing and music. And she had this lust for life, and she was robbed of her life by this disease. And it's horrible. So it was emotionally taxing for sure. Also because I really loved everybody that I was working with, and also her family. So I did find it, at the end of the day, like, just so sad.
Now, are I have a theory on this answer, so let's see if I'm right.
Okay.
Are you able to go back and watch your previous projects, or are you so critical of yourself that you can't watch what you've done?
I'm super critical.
I was right. Why is that? Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I don't know that I think that if there's a day where I'm ever satisfied with the work that I've done, then it's over for me. Like, I if I look at something, I always think I could do that better. Oh, I should have, like, now it should be this. We didn't think about this, or, I should have, I just want to go back and redo it. So, which also is annoying, because it's nice to see the thing that you made with people, because when you make a movie, it's so collaborative, and you become so close with the crew and the cast, and you spend this really intimate time with people, and you want to see what you guys made together. But then you're just like, I'm in an existential fucking crisis the whole time, so I can't really even enjoy the movie.
I just, my theory was based on the fact that you're so passionate about these projects, and put so much heart into everything that you've done on screen, that I just couldn't imagine you being able to go back and watch it, because you would think, well, I could have done this, I could have this, and apparently, I guess I was correct. Now, is that a function of your personality, or is that a function of just actors in general?
I don't know. I think some actors probably like it. Actors can be crazy. I bet you there's some actors that are like, I was great in this. Let's watch it again.
That may be the single greatest response to any of these I've ever done. And I just want to give you some props before we get to the fun questions. I promise they're not all heavy questions here. I've done a bunch of these, and you've probably given me the most authentic responses out of all of them, and it's probably not even close. I feel like I'm getting you and these responses. And sometimes you go to these junkets and it's always I'm going to say this, and it's fine, you go to expect it, but this is, I feel like I'm seeing what you put into this, and what I see is someone who really deeply cares about her projects, passionate, extremely talented, and wants to put good work out on tape, and that's to be commended. And that's why you never have a false note, and all these projects you pick, they're always wonderful. So
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Now let's go to what these Twitter fans have told me to ask you. So a couple of fans, as I put it out there, they go, ask Dakota about Rodeo Queens.
Whoa. Really?
I'm not joking. Rodeo Queens. So
Right.
So I'm asking about Rodeo Queens, Dakota. Let's talk about it. So where's that stand?
Rodeo Queens is a television show that I'm developing with Amazon. We found this article about rodeo queens. It's rodeo pageantry. And it is absolutely wonderful. And we are in the process of writing the show, and hopefully we'll be making it this year.
Shall I assume in my mind that I'm visualizing you with this big hair and like the heavy hairspray and the twang?
You have no idea. I will be bedazzled to high heaven.
That, again, you're just upping your quotes left and right. Bedazzled to high heaven. Did I wake up this morning anticipating that I would hear you talk about bedazzling yourself to high heaven? I didn't, but I'm happy I did. Another
Assless chaps,
I'm sorry, what was that?
Assless chaps.
Okay, it just got better.
It's happening.
It's all happening. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. Now, they asked me to bring up a mini series dealing with Riley.
Oh yeah, with Riley Keough?
Yes, they want to know about it. So let's talk about it. Where does that stand?
That one is also, where are we with that? I think Riley and we've been meeting with directors to bring someone on to develop it with us, a writer director. And that one is going to be very cool. I don't know how much I can talk about it, but
I know
it's about.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What, you know what?
It's about cults.
About cults.
Yeah, that's what's as far as I got as my Twitter was going crazy. But the one question I got the most, and this is the last question, and thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
I got this roughly 14 or 15 times in the span of 2 minutes. A ton of your fans, and again, I may have gotten about 50 or 60 tweets in the span of the 8 minutes. Crazy stuff. They want to know what's on your playlist.
On my playlist.
Like when you listen to music, what do you listen to? What's on your playlist?
Actually, you know what is so amazing about that question is I just made a playlist that will be posted today by, there's an online music curation like company, I guess. It's called In Sheep's Clothing. It's a friend of mine's company. And I made a Valentine's Day playlist. And I wrote a little thing for that.
You give me 2 songs off of it.
Yes, I can.
I'm not asking for the whole one. We want to make sure.
Well,
we look for it.
I won't give you the whole thing because it's 4.5 hours long.
No.
2
songs.
I'll just scroll and you tell me when to stop.
Stop.
It's Johnny Cash, The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face. Okay, that's one.
I would not have pegged you for Johnny Cash fan, but I like it.
Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
And Percy Sledge, You Really Got a Hold on Me.